We back one good time on the Main Event Podcast. Make sure y'all like and subscribe on YouTube as we continue to bring you nothing but the best inside and outside of boxing. Right, I'm chiefed out. Towan Butler over here on the right-hand side is the right-hand side. To my left, I got Mike Risper over here. Mike, what's happening? He got that ugly Raiders hat on.
You know what's happening.
He know he had a line for even having it on, but we ain't even going to talk about that. But like I said, this is the Main Event Podcast, man. Like and subscribe. Hit the like button. Click the thumbs up button. You know, we need all of that good stuff. What's happening, Mike?
Oh, man, not much, man. You know, just had some good fights this weekend.
Yeah, we did.
You know?
Yeah, we did. Let's dive right into it, man, because the people want to know, right? Let's dive right into the Earl Spence and Danny Garcia fight on the Main Event Podcast. People want to know.
Did skip that one.
Yeah, but we back right now. As long as you come back, they always going to miss you, so it's all good. But let's dive into the Earl Spence fight and Danny Garcia. How did you like Earl off that 370-something day layoff?
Oh, man, I think Earl looked great, man. Right. Earl looked good, you know. After being off that long, you're going to see some ring rust. That's just the way it is. So, there's some areas that he, need to tighten up on. But for the most part, man, Earl looked good.
Man, a lot of people was kind of hating on Earl, like, man, Danny wasn't a good enough opponent, and he's picking fighters with losses. He need to fight somebody undefeated. Explain to the people that might not understand how Danny Garcia was actually a great opponent for his first fight back.
Wow, great. I mean, he was just a great opponent. He was a top 5.
Right.
He done fought everybody that was somebody in the weight division when they was at the top of their game. He fought Porter. He fought Keith Thurman when Keith Thurman had the belt. I mean, he had some good wars. So it wasn't like after those fights he went down.
Right.
Them the only losses he got. But then he had a great career getting up to where he was when he became a champion. So, no, he's not somebody you can just look over. But at the same time, Earl just, did what Earl did. He made him look like he was that much less of an opponent.
Okay, well, let me ask you this on the Main Event Podcast, man. Let's just put it all out on the table because I'm going to put you on the spot. Last time we talked, you said you was not going to give a prediction between Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence until you seen Danny Garcia and Earl Spence. I'm just saying, I got to make sure you stand on your word now.
Yep,
your word was, I will let you know who will win the fight after I see Earl fight, right? Okay, now, the big homie Mike Risper, you done seen Earl and Danny get down. And you done seen Terrence get down. Now, who you got winning that fight, man?
I'm rolling with Earl. And I'm going to tell you why I'm rolling with Earl. Because Earl's going to keep Terrence honest. That jab, all that switch up and moving around, he ain't gonna be able to just switch up like that as quick. But the reason why I'm going with Earl, because I think the power is gonna keep him honest.
Okay.
That's what I think.
All right. Well, I gave my assessment.
It's not bad now. Don't by no means. If I'm saying this gonna be a blowout.
Right. Okay.
Because we talking about Terrence Crawford.
Right.
Terrence Crawford is an assassin.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
And if he find a way
to do it,
then
he's gonna do
out.
it. Yeah, he's gonna do it. Well, I gave my assessment, but there's only one person I see beating both of them. Pat Mahomes. Anyway, let's go on to this next right here. I see how you set him up to alley-oop and you slam it home on him. I know you was. I know you was. But see, I got you. I got to keep you honest. I got to keep you honest, baby.
Like, okay, come on.
You don't never know when Pat could show up. We just run things like that. You know what I'm saying?
I won't go against Pat.
Because we got a special guest in the building tonight, so I don't want to run over on what we doing. But I got to ask you about this fight because we just watched it. Talk about the young homie, Shakur Stevenson. How did you like that fight we just witnessed on ESPN?
Love that fight. He looked good. He's sharp. He power. He got defense. He got the whole package. And what I like about Shakur is, his career is just steadily going. Yeah. It ain't no overnight thing. He just taking inch by inch, and every time he take an inch, he getting that much closer.
Yeah, for sure.
Getting that much closer.
Now,
so
I like the young homie. To me, he pitched the shutout. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, sometimes I done said this a lot on the Main Event Podcast. Y'all could go back and watch if I'm lying. I like knockouts just as much as I like pure science being taught for 10 and 12 rounds.
Yeah.
I get just excited as watching the fighter pitching the shutout as I do a second round knockout. I get the same fulfillment out of the situation because I love the sport.
Oh yeah.
So I might as well watch Deontay Wilder knock somebody out as I watch Shakur Stevenson display science.
Sometimes fans get spoiled. You know, they think that you got to knock everybody out, but that's not necessarily true.
No, you can't knock everybody out.
You can look like a killer and still go 12 rounds.
Now, okay, now since you brought that up, and then we're going to wrap this segment up. We know Shakur, man, you doing your thing. But let's talk about the homie. I can't remember his name, but he's 16-0 now with 16 knockouts. It's Edgar Berlanga or something. I don't want to mess up your name, homie. But he's
Berlanga.
Okay. But he clipping everybody right now.
Yeah.
He clipping everybody right now.
He is.
So is there anybody in that weight class? Do you believe the hype? Is this pre-Deontay Wilder? In this weight division, or he can really do this.
Don't get me wrong.
Because keep in mind, in 16 fights, he ain't been out the past first round yet.
That's saying something.
Yeah, it is.
No. Don't get me wrong. It's 16-0, but 16-0, nobody making it past the first round. That is a different kind of statement. You know what I'm saying? So, I believe the hype, but we still need to see more to give him a full assessment if he can go the rounds.
Right.
What are you going to do when you in trouble?
Yeah.
You know, you really can't give a fighter a full assessment until you see them in trouble.
Yeah, for sure.
Once they get in trouble and they come out and they can take it and keep on going, then that's when you're talking about a championship type fighter.
I want to see him get tested. I would like to see if he can keep that power in the 8th round like he got in the first round.
Yeah.
But we yet to find out until he fight an opponent who can really. But they've been lining him up with so-called people who durable. I know one of the fighters he stopped, and I can co-sign that boy ain't never been stopped.
Because I watched the guy that you talking about. I know you talking about.
Yeah.
I watched him fight one of your guys.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know.
And I keep it real. He knocked my fighter out. You feel me? But my fighter, he knocked him out first. It was a good fight. My fighter got clipped. He ain't recover. It's the sport, baby. We keep pushing.
Right.
But that fighter, he ain't never been stopped.
Right.
And he'd have been in there with some pretty good opposition. So to get in there and get clipped within the first minute and 20, that do say a lot about the young homie on the uprise. But I just want to see if that same power he got in the first round is in the 8th and 9th round. Like you said, the test.
Well, the main thing is they're going to have to move him right.
Yeah.
They're going to have to move him where he's taking on opponents that's getting out of the first round and then taking them to the distance. Because every fighter looks sensational and great as they come up. But when you start fighting at top-notch level competition, then that's when you begin to assess who the fighter really is.
Right. Yeah, no, I agree. And that's how you break down a great couple of weekends of fights here on the Main Event Podcast. We ain't missed no fight we needed to touch. We said Shakur displayed greatness.
Yes,
we said Earl Spence looked like he was back. I admit the ring rust was there. I seen it. Earl knew it was there. He even said it was there. But I'm glad he able to knock the dust off on such a credible opponent like Danny.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Danny can still live to fight another day. That didn't hurt Danny at all going forward.
No, not at all.
Right? We can say that.
But let's hit this before we leave.
Hit it then.
Now, we talked about Earl. Terrence Crawford have a mandatory coming up. Sean Porter. What do you think gonna happen with that?
I don't think that fight is gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen because Terrence don't want it. I think it's not gonna happen because Top Rank ain't gonna really deal with Al and PBC. I don't think the money is that great for them to fight like that. So I don't personally think they'll fight. I think that fight might happen if Terrence walk away from Top Rank. Then that's a possibility.
Okay.
But like I said, like we said before, I think everybody gunning. I agree with Unc too. I think everybody gunning for Manny Pacquiao. Everybody want the payday.
No doubt.
Everybody want the payday versus who they should be fighting or who the fans want them to fight.
Because even in boxing, there's what's called a changing of the guard.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
You know, as long as Manny Pacquiao's putting on gloves, he's the money man.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, he's the A side. He's the legend. He's the one who's won 8 divisions. Been a champion in 8 different divisions. I mean, he's really laid this thing out. But until he take his gloves off, then that's when whoever beats him in his last go-round can then be the money man. You know what I'm saying? Between Earl and Crawford, because ain't anybody that's going to come up and get that opportunity.
Yeah.
It's going to be between one of those two.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But however, if I was in their position, I would be running after Manny Pacquiao also.
The money.
Yeah.
Everybody, you want to make $2 million or you want to make 11?
But if Terrence can't get Manny, he should fight Porter.
Yeah, no, should.
Yeah, he should. But I always thought when you are mandatory, you got to fight your mandatory.
Yeah, but this is business of boxing, baby. It ain't all what it seems. And on that note, this is the Main Event Podcast, baby. Like and subscribe on YouTube as we continue to bring you nothing but the best. I'm Towan Butler. That's Mike Risper. We're going to keep doing this, man. Like and subscribe. And we out.
We out.